Good evening. Welcome. It's wonderful to be on Gino's spot.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Oh man, I don't know where Gary finds those things. That must have been like 25 years ago. It's still recorded on an old Nokia 3210 or something. Oh my word. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Gino's spot tonight. Woo, it's been a week of thunder and hail. Hello, Michelle Telford. You're looking lovely with that buff around your neck. And your hair looking lovely there as well. Carol Jacobs all the way from East London. Good to see you as well. Lovely. I see you on your horse again, you crazy old lady. Yes, indeed. She is truly nuts, that lady. But always on, and we appreciate that very, very much indeed. You know, and of course our sponsors tonight, Fish and Leeds. So I hope you got your drinks ready. I know Michelle was brewing her own gin for a while there as well. So I hope you got some gin there, Michelle. And tell me what you're drinking. Tell me what you're drinking, and tell me where you're watching from. Let me see. I know Carol Jacobs in East London, and Michelle's I think in BE somewhere in Mount Pleasant Way. Well, lovely to see you indeed. And we've got a whole week of rain. Of course, raining. We don't know whether it's raining in the right place. I don't know. It's like whenever it rains, it's never in the catchment areas. There's built the dams in the wrong place. We need to make new dams. Where we can just go, we can dam up the Gqeberha River. We'll see. No, I don't think there's got enough water in it. And it's been, and of course President Biden as well releasing. I believe he's releasing the patents on the COVID virus, the COVID vaccines, so that the rest of the world can. What a nice chap indeed. I bet you Trump wouldn't have done that. Wendy Westrod, hello there. Lovely to see you as well, Wendy, and I hope you've got a drink in your hand, as I can see by your emoji. You probably have already. So I hope the rain continues. I hope it keeps going. We need it. We need it to try and organize with desalination. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll speak to Renaldo, because Renaldo is here tonight. Renaldo Gouws is in the studio. Well, kind of in the studio, on the cyber interweb studio. There he is indeed. We got him on tonight, our special guest. He's a complete maniac online. He was, of course, famously filming the jug incident, which we'll ask him about as well. Councillor, he's into industrial psychology. He's got a YouTube channel that's got a gajillion subscribers as well, and all the way from PE. In fact, The Hague, I believe, originally, you know, out of the Kariga. It's called Kariga now, of course. So so tell me where you're watching from, and let me know what's happening. We're going to sing this little song for you. Give me some comments to sing. You bring the comments in. Bring them in. Tell me what to sing for you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, my friends, the time has come to raise the roof and have some fun. Go away, there's work to be done. Let the music play on. And Lauren Groeneveld, I see you're a cat lover. Hello, having an ice cold Pepsi. That's not South Africa, because nobody will say that word. Lord, come on in, fiesta forever. Come on now, Pat Wood's on. I said now, good evening from a raining Sunridge Park. And Carol Jean Fourie snug on my couch. all night. John Syrup Best, he's on as well. Says some great rain. All night long. Yeah. To get started, you can't slow down. Come join the fun, it's a merry-go-round. Monique Bisson, you're on, here we go. Just over the valley, see how she goes. All right. Woo. All right. Keith Infering is here. He says, good evening, this could be a proverb and an interesting interview. Keith Guest is there tonight, and his wife is also there. Watching him, hitting him with a shillelagh. Oh, I'm gonna have a party. Wendy Thompson, alright, evening to you. Yeah, it's the Long Sioux Roads. Greetings from a waterless warm heights. Oh dear, speak to your counselor. I think so. Try and get the water back. If you're thirsty, just go outside. Put your tongue out. And there will be lots of water for you so you won't die of thirst. Yeah, don't worry, Sioux Rose. They dancing in the street all night long. Mark Telford, I said, what's up to? I hope you got a drink in your hand. Yeah, all night long. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome indeed. Welcome to Gino's Spot. And we got Renaldo on tonight. It's going to be a cracker. The man's an absolute... is au fait with the online shows, so I know that it's going to be a good bunch of fun. All right, first of all, a little word from our sponsors, Fitch and Leeds, of course. We have, of course, our other sponsors, Spa above me, and then Mobia for the internet. Thank you very much for that. But I've got my little Fitch and Leeds. There we go, a little bit of DJ light inside as well, just making a bit of a and thank you so much to Spa for sticking with us the whole time as well. We're in a year and a bit. It's a year and a bit now since Gino's Spot has started, and it's been a hell of a road. And thank you all for supporting us so very, very nicely throughout. All right, Fitch and Leeds, let's have a look at the magical mixologist. Justin, where are you?
When the sun goes down and you need a little tickle, Fitch and Leeds have got a flavor for the people.
Hi guys, welcome to Magical Mixologist. I'm not sure what you guys do when you got a lot of time on your hands. I generally just put it back in the bowl. So today we're going to be making a orange and thyme cocktail using one of our lesser known but definitely one of my personal favorite Fitch and Leeds products, our Fitch and Leeds Peach Lemonade. Alright, so again we're going to got a little bit of ice in here. We're going to take, if you got a bit of time for this. Okay, and then we're going to take our orange syrup, toss that in there, perfect. And then we're using a different alcohol today. We're actually going to use vodka, just showing you exactly how diverse our Fitch and Leeds product range actually is. Okay, so we're going to take that, and shake it up a bit, okay, and then we're going to go straight in over the ice. This drink is just basically helping all those people that gave you a lot of love and entertainment during lockdown. This is just the way that you can, send them a bit of love. It's definitely worth it. Alright, absolutely gorgeous. Just get a bit of a little stir in there. Take this thing out so it doesn't poke me in the eyeball. Cheers. Oops. What's this? Ah, thanks guys, appreciate it. Cheers.
Heavy your mood, crazy or stable, Fitch and Leeds, you've got a mixer that'll fix you on the table.
Fitch and Leeds, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual. It looked like a bloody marvelous cocktail. I think I must try and make one of those myself. I've got the little grapefruit going on, and I'm wearing tonight. I've just, we've got this center stage wardrobe in the room next door. So whatever goes, This is actually somebody can tag Ian von Memety because I've actually started. He left this here, and I thought it was quite cool. I thought we'd go smart tonight. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian von Memety, and I am an amazing MC. Somebody tag him, little bastard. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the studio, we're waiting backstage, indeed, for Mr. Renaldo Gouws. Please welcome onto stage our guest for tonight, Renaldo.
How's it? Jeez, it sounds
How's
like
it,
fun.
man?
I should have been in studio there. Sounds lekker.
I think you should have maybe come in. You're just down the road. Were you in Summer Strand?
Yeah, but it's so far. Remember, in PE, everything is so far away, eh? Like, if it's 5 minutes, it's too much effort.
I know. Don't you agree that the infrastructure though in PE is it's like over-engineered? So I always say that the freeways, we always bitch about the freeways going across the beachfront or whatever. But man, it makes it a beautiful place that you can just go whoop whoop whoop, 15 minutes anywhere.
It's that, and it's also the hotels. I remember a comedian once said that there's so many hotels in Port Elizabeth, or sorry, there's so many hotels in because they were asking what do we know that the rest of the country doesn't know with the amount of hotels that PE is building. So good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have to convert some of that stuff in Central. So maybe the Trust Bank next. I don't know.
Well, we'll have to see.
I remember when that building went up as well, the Trust Bank. I just thought, it's like it was like in the early 70s, in the 70s sometime. And I remember the beautiful gold windows, and it was like there was like the Colton Center of PE. I wonder how it's looking now. I don't even know.
Yeah, I know. Like that was before I was born, so I can't comment on that.
Yes, you're 83. Yeah, you're an 83 child.
That's right. Yes, in 1983. Proud.
Renaldo, that was the best year for music ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, Queen, my favorite band of all time. So they released good music.
There was like a pile of stuff. We're talking like Don Henley had Dirty Laundry out. We had Adam and the Ants. We had Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. It was there was just a whole pile of stuff. Now, I've saved one for my play out tonight for the competition. I do a little competition every night, and I've saved a song from 1983 for you to put out.
Oh, nice. I can't wait to hear this one. I'll judge it.
Excellent. But Renaldo, yes, so I mean, born Uitenhage?
Well, yeah, because Dispatch doesn't have a hospital. So I was born in Uitenhage in the provincial hospital, but grew up in Dispatch, Donnie Gerber country. Yeah, in the patch, baby. In the patch.
Now, there's a chap I want to get on the show as well, though, and I need to get old Donnie on as well. He was always
I believe he lives in Bluewater Bay now. So, like all dispatchers, we eventually moved to PE,
Yes, like, how can you? The patch has got its own vibe. It's like a village on its own.
Yeah. Eh? It's a special place. It really is, in both sense of the word. I love Dispatch, but it's also a very special place.
No, half of our band, that was Center Stage band, comes from Dispatch as well. Lelani Fourie and Hugo Kleiner say proud Dispatcherins.
Yeah, you have to be. I remember when. I'm assuming people still have like this opinion of Dispatch, but I can tell you that Dispatch people are hard people, and they know how to make sure that they end up on top. So I only have good things to say about Dispatch.
Absolutely. If you've had it tough, you've got to make a best plan out of it. And they're generally a great bunch, and entrepreneurs and flipping, always incredible musos as well coming out of there.
And we get our passports to move to Port Elizabeth, so it works well.
There's it. Yeah. We say you come from Dispatch if you mow your lawn and then you find a cortina.
True that.
But then they fix it up. We'll go. Marinda Ferreira saying, "How's it? You're right for Renaldo. Donnie stay in Bluewater Bay. She knows. If you need to know anything in PE, you better find out from Marinda."
I'll keep my scandals away. Away.
I don't know if you can possibly get away from a scandal. Ronaldo. I think
Oh yeah,
your,
that's also
your
they
middle
just
name.
tend to follow me.
Yeah, no, it's your middle name. And so, and Ronaldo, so school at school.
Went to Brandwag in Uitenhage, matriculated there, then went to Nelson Mandela University. I mean, I went when it was UPE still, and then
it was
eventually
UPE.
in MMU, and now it's NMU. Spent, I think it was, how many years did I spend there? I think it was 9 years. I didn't fail one subject though. So I spent a lot of years there to
Little
study. Didn't fail a subject though. So did psychology, branched it into industrial psychology. So I can register as an industrial psychologist pretty much. That's where I am.
Okay. So, but now, I mean, psychology, a lot of people go into that and it's like, you think they, because it's quite interesting when you go in there, especially in that first year, you know, did you decide at school you wanted to do it, or?
Yeah, look, I mean, and I would say standard 9. I was already interested in like just the way people think, but I was also interested in business. So, I mean, industrial psychology was obviously the way to go, like the way that a business would think and the human capital of business. So that was always something I wanted to do. Plus, I loved the Skinner. So, I mean, you know, in psychology, there's always Skinner. So it's good. It just worked out.
It's like HR, isn't it? I mean, pretty much. I mean, that's what you would go into with industrial psychology as well. It would be.
It is. I would say that it could be the best. I could be the best or the worst person in your life, because HR is you either hire somebody or you fire somebody. So you either hated or loved. So, which is, I suppose, with my personality, it's what you also get. You either love or hate me. It's one of the two things, which is fine. There's no gray area with me. So yeah.
And did you? I mean, at school, were you outspoken at school as well? Were you one of those
yeah. Look, I mean, I was
punches.
No, but that's the thing. Nobody ever moved me at school. I was never bullied, and I used to just mix with everybody. I mean, you know, like we used to tease the rugby players because Brandwag is known for rugby. So I never. I mean, I played for the cheese and wine spun, the fifth team. You know, whenever they needed a reserve to come and play, they would call on me. I was that guy. It's the guys that used to drink on the Friday night and then used to play on the Saturday morning, like with a hangover. That was me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like a cheese and wine. We'd called ours fish and chips. You obviously had an upgrade.
Yeah. No. We tried to be Lani and Uitenhage, so it was cheese and wine. The cheese and wine team. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, I mean, so at school, were you quite compliant then at school?
Yeah, I wasn't a troublemaker. Well, let me rephrase it. You know, you get those people that are dumb troublemakers that always get into shit. I was the clever troublemaker. So I was the one that caused other people to get into trouble, but still being entertaining. So I was that one. I used the psychology back then already, you know, to say, hey, why don't you say this to the teacher? And then I was loved by the teachers. Majority of the teachers at school. But I mean, look, I wasn't an extroverted, like, you know, performing in the choirs and all of that type of stuff. No, I was just I used to party and love to mix with everybody. That was me.
You stayed under the radar a bit.
Pretty much.
Remind me of Wayne Callis, our guitar. I don't know if you know Wayne.
Yeah, I know Wayne. Yeah.
Wayne is just like that. He's the guy that causes all the cuck and then somehow managed to squingle out of it. And
he's the guy that never gets arrested.
Yes. I see that Linda Scott saying evening from a cold and wet East London. Lovely to have people.
Yeah, that's my mom. That's my mom. Hello, mom. Tuning in.
Ja, maar. I say.
Moenie kak praat nou van my nie. Moenie skinnerie. Moenie uitpraat nie, hoor.
Yeah. And you know you have to watch your P's and Q's now that your mother's watching as well.
Hey, I'm from Dispatch, I remember. That's fine.
That's all right. It's expected. What?
Yeah, exactly.
No. You know, we won't speak ill of Dispatch because, you know, I know that you had that. I was talking this afternoon about the interview that you had with what's it, on Armpit.
With Gareth Cliff, yeah.
Gareth Cliff, and you said to him that you were that you surprised you were on the show because you'd been against his armpit thing, which we all kind of, we knew it was a joke, but we all kind of thought, yeah, man.
It was like, you don't say that, you know.
No,
you
no, it
hurt
wasn't
us
lekker.
like with that
He
statement.
did that. And then he said to you, no, don't be so stupid," kind of thing. Like, it was a joke, and I love PE and blah, and he's cool. I know he loves PE, and I know
Nah,
he's
he's
cool. I don't know
awesome.
it was
He's a
joke.
great guy.
But then the funny chirp was he said something like, what was it? He said, internet. He said that PE didn't have internet anyway, so it didn't.
Yeah.
Early,
So they
early
could
on,
like come on and criticize him. Yeah.
yeah.
What an
So they couldn't
asshole. But he's
criticize him, yeah.
he's a good asshole.
No, he is. But then just later on, you got him back there. You said, no, look, PPE hasn't got internet anyway, so don't worry about it, kind of thing. It's just it was
Yeah.
like, okay, you got me. I did it again. Oh my.
Yeah.
Did you
Oh,
try
yes, I
Mr.
do.
Cilliers?
Yes, I did get a hiding from Mr. Celia. That I do know. He knew how to swada rotang. Yeah. He
Yes,
was like
they
one
used
of
to
the
do
old
that.
school teachers still, old school.
Nee.
But what a legend. What a legend.
Okay. Was he not the woodwork teacher? Because those oaks are always bedorned.
No, that was Mr. Swart. But he was also he was one of those, because I did take woodwork. That was my like I'm taking a break subject. It was like my
right, yes.
my lunchtime in school. I decided, I've got all my other subjects to get me to university, but I'm going to take woodwork. And I had these great visions of building like this beautiful thing for my mom, and it ended up being a coffee table because that was the easiest. So yeah. But he used to just chill in the corner, and every now and then when people used to shout, he used to just check if nobody chopped their fingers off, and if everything was okay, you could do what you wanted. It was
So
like
he was
literally.
quite chilled, eh?
No, he was a chill teacher. He passed
Yes,
away,
I
but
know.
what a legend! What a legend!
shame, man.
Rest in peace.
No, we had absolute cheers. We had a couple of crazy woodwork teachers, and I think most people have always come with stories where the woodwork teachers is just murder them with planks and stuff,
Yeah, no, he used to do
So-
that. He used to do that.
And now tell me about your interviews and your things that you do. I mean, when did this whole sort of YouTube thing start out?
Oh, yeah. It started. Look, I mean, YouTube was relatively new in 2008 and 2009, and I mean, majority of people didn't have access to it in South Africa because of the slow internet. Like, no jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, internet was very
Sure.
slow in 2008, 2009. But what got me onto YouTube to actually make a video was just how upset I was with this chap called Julius Malema. So
Really?
Julius Malema back then was the ANC Youth League leader,
Yes.
and he used to sing, songs about killing people.
Farmer killing
So then a
people,
really
stuff.
angry and young Ronaldo decided, you know what, I'm going to tell him exactly how I feel about him, and dropping F-bombs and telling him how angry I am at that. And I mean, that is what started my YouTube. But obviously with age, you mature, you realize, having the F word in every sentence isn't going to help.
Yeah.
My journey has been long. I think it was in February I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I pretty much just talk politics. I think I talk. I call myself the defender of common sense, because that's one thing that's not so common anymore is common sense. Everybody is offended by everything these days. My channel is just built around talking cock and talking politics, which sometimes people confuse because it's the same thing pretty much.
Yeah, I know it can be. But now you've got. Do you do 3 times a week? I think,
So during the lockdown, when it started, I had a live stream every night, and then that just got too much. So now it is, but mine runs for like 45 minutes to an hour. But now it's Monday, Wednesdays, or it's 4 times: Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. That's when I do my live streams. Yeah.
And what time do you go on there, Ronaldo?
It's 8 p.m. every night.
8 p.m. every night.
After
So you don't
on
go
the
out
Sunday,
on
it's
Friday
after
nights?
carte blanche. No, look, I keep that for a Saturday. Friday you want to ease into the weekend.
What?
And then
It's
on
the
the
night-
Saturday you can have your parties.
It's Friday. That's the party night. For goodness sakes,
Look,
man.
I used to DJ for 13 years. So while I was studying, I used to DJ at Brooks Hill. I'm sure everybody here remembers Brooks Hill. Toby
what years?
Joe's, Tappers. Well, 2002 up until 2011, I DJ. Well, I mean, then,
We were
when I
playing
was an
there as well.
active
We
club
were-
DJ.
Was that when I met you then? Because I think we were playing
Could
Eminent
be.
Child.
Yeah.
at the
So
Eminent Child,
it definitely was during the
Yeah.
tapas years. It must have been then.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I've partied enough for like I think 3 lifetimes because it used to be Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and in Port Elizabeth, remember the deck parties on Sundays?
Yeah.
Sundays used to be deck parties. That
No,
was
Sundays.
it. So
That's when we played. We played Sundays,
Yeah.
and that was like.
so I've retired at the age of like 30 something out of like nightlife
DJ.
partying and stuff.
Oh, they say Renaldo Gouws ek braai bacon.
Lekker man, daar sê.
Wat sê?
Braai
Mooi,
bacon.
tennis. Mooi. Yes, so I like to hear that. I'm actually enjoying it, just parking off and having a listen. They can make it like
Lekker.
a bacon.
Just keep me a piece.
Yeah. So save some. So I mean, those days I remember playing deck parties used to absolutely pump. As well. It was amazing.
It's like nobody had a job to go to on a Monday. It's like Mondays were just public holidays, like permanent holidays in Port Elizabeth.
Absolutely. No, man. And now I know that. Okay, so I mean, we've got the jug. Let's have a quick check about the jug incident, because you're obviously councillor. You became a councillor how many years ago now?
Well, 2016 is when I became a councillor. Yes. I was a PR councillor, which is obviously a proportional representative councillor. So I could be moved anywhere in Nelson Mandela Bay where the DA wanted me. And then in 2019, I became the Ward 2 councillor. So that is Summerstrand, Eumewood, Forest Hill, and Southend. And that is when I'm now specifically looking after a specific region in Nelson Mandela Bay. But yeah, I became a councillor in 2016.
And that's, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you're kind of the in-between guy. You're almost like the messenger there. You've got to try and appease the people that are moaning about potholes and all sorts of things. And then it's like
for sure.
And then
it's
on the other side, you've got the finances that you have to stretch and make a plan. I mean, it must be tough.
Yeah, look, I mean, tough. It definitely has been tough with the way the administration has changed, because in 2016, we came in under Athol Trollip as the mayor. And then for 2 years, things started to turn around in this city and in the metro. And then, unfortunately, Lungisa with his jug managed to come back and steal the metro away. And then now, I think it was late last year, the DA got control back of a coalition government. And the thing is, a lot of people tend to think that things need to change immediately. I saw John Best was in the chat earlier. So he's the mayoral committee member for safety and security. So, don't drink and drive, because he's going to check where you are tonight. But my point is that people expect things to change overnight. And they don't understand the logistics behind it. So, give us some time. We promise to deliver. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah. Oh, good. And your main responsibilities as a councillor. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. Make me a councillor, and I'm like, it's too much.
So the most important thing is I act as the middleman between the residents and the municipality. So, for instance, if you have an issue with your electricity, with an account, with a pothole, with a street light, wanting a speed hump, if you don't, your first engagement needs to be the municipality. And if you don't get any luck, then you speak to me and I will liaise with the municipality. So that is in essence the role of a councillor, is to act as the middleman between the residents and the municipality. Because a lot of people will just contact the councillor straight immediately. And yes, most councillors worth their salt will then step in and help. But the right way to do it is to first contact the municipality, get a reference number. And then if you don't get luck within 24 to 48 hours, depending on how serious it is, if it's like a massive water leak, then you immediately contact your councillor. But if it's a street light that's out or a pothole that you want fixed, get the reference number, wait 24 to 48 hours in a week if it's a pothole, and then if no luck, then you contact your councillor. So that's pretty much what it is.
It's like the next resort, I suppose. And do they just email, or What's the best
Yeah,
way
they
to
can-
contact your counsellor?
The worst way to contact is on Facebook.
Oh, really?
That's where I'll start.
It's like,
So,
shit.
yeah, the worst place is Facebook. The second worst place is WhatsApp. The best place
right.
is to email your ward counselor. And it's really easy because whatever ward you live in, it is then ward, like my email address for the office is ward2@mandelametro.gov.za, right? So then
Okay,
if you
so
live
it's
in
Ward
Ward
3
3
or
or
Ward
5
4?
or at mandelametro.gov.za. And that is how
At
you get in
Mandela
touch
Metro.
with the ward, with the counselor.
Excellent. It's
And
Wendy's
Wendy-
saying she has to. Yes.
Yes.
You see that?
So sorry, I'm taking over your show. You read the
Yeah,
comments.
no,
Sorry.
go for it. Go for it. I like that.
So Wendy says, I have to thank Anne from Ward 2, who I dealt with many times and had excellent service with any issues on South End. Thank you. Yeah, look, listen, let me be the counselor to say that I am the mere figurehead, but there are people obviously in the office like Anne and Kaylin that run that office like a well-oiled machine. So I have to send a shout out to Anne and to Kaylin, my assistants in the office. Without them, I would look like an idiot. So well done. They are fantastic, and they're great. They are the best in the metro. But I'm biased, obviously.
Yes, obviously. But I mean, you need your team, eh? You need your team. So you have to make up that. I see Alta saying hello as well. Alta, of course,
No, Tanya
charity,
Alta.
that's her
How's it?
thing. Yeah, she's
Yes.
amazing, eh? What
It is,
hell on wheels. Wow! She'll get anything organized. There's a
Yeah.
message from tennis.
Man, I lived in Cineville for like a month. And then I said, no, this place is too cock. I had to move. Cineville is in Pretoria, right? It's in Tshwane.
Right. Okay.
Cineville.
Tshwane.
I remember Cineville because of the ice rink that it had in the shopping center. I remember that.
Yeah.
Am I right? I mean, you can comment, but Cineville
tennis,
is in Pretoria
Waar is jy?
or Tshwane.
It's in Pretoria.
Yeah.
Oh, by die Jacaranda, by die Jacaranda
exactly.
daar. Ek sê hallo van P tot Pretoria toe. Ek sê hallo.
Yeah, no,
And I know-
or now it's Ngabega to Tshwane.
Oh, to Tshwane. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Oh my word. What would you say at the moment the most burning issues in council and in PE?
The two biggest issues, I would say, besides the drought, because look, I mean, that is something that
yes.
also needs God's intervention. So the drought is the most important thing, right? That people need to like take seriously because we can get to day zero. So people need to adhere to the 50 liters per day. Otherwise, we're going to have to potentially face water shedding if we don't adhere to that. So that's a serious thing. But something that's within the control of the municipality, the two big things is the grass cutting. Like parks are looking like rainforests. And the second thing is obviously streetlights. Now, the one thing we've managed to sort, which is the F up from the previous administration because they never got the contracts ready for the light bulbs. So we managed to secure 15,000 light bulbs. So that is being fixed now, and we are in the process of doing that. And we are on the final stages with the grass cutting in order for people to actually take their dogs for a walk in the park and not having to put up posters saying missing dog, you know?
Look for
cortinas.
cortinas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, looking for a Ford Cortina. Exactly.
Jou groot 6, daai big 6. Ek sê, and are you mainly a counsellor or mainly a YouTuber? What would you say? What do you say?
No. I'm mainly like, look, I mean, my first priority is being a counsellor, without a doubt. The YouTube thing as a hobby, it's always been a hobby of mine. Even when I was an industrial psychologist, when I decided to become a counsellor, I realized that it was going to be my priority because especially Ward 2 being the beachfront area, it needs a lot of focus and attention because that is the pride and joy of Nelson Mandela Bay. So my entire day, from when I open my eyes to when I eventually get home at 6 or 7 at night, is the ward. And that is why I have my YouTube live streams at 8 p.m. because usually by then I've dealt with all my emails and I've dealt with residents, because it's amazing. After like 8 p.m., residents don't seem to complain.
Yeah, okay.
And they also complain less over the weekends.
All right, but I mean, does it ever clash? I mean, you ever get cucked from the DA because you so sort of can be controversial at times?
Look, the thing is, I mean, I think with the ANC setting a very good example of what controversial truly means. Look, I am outspoken. I will admit, I am very close sometimes to the line. But I think that is also why people like me. It's because I am not like your average politician. I'm not here to just speak beautiful words and try and sway you. With me, what you see is what you get. In the by-election, I got 96% of the vote, and people knew who they were voting for. So, I mean, like if the thing with me is, if a resident contacts me and a resident is going on like an arsehole, to be honest with you, then I'm not going to go, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I'm going to say, nee, like, kom ons luister nou, kom ons kyk nou mooi na hierdie story, you know? So,
Yeah.
I am Renaldo Gouws that became a councillor, and I take it seriously, and I put in 100%, and that is it. And people either love me or they don't like me, but nobody can dispute that I do my work very well because I put all my time and effort into it.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're quite outspoken about the ANC as well. And I mean, do you think, okay, here's a question for you. Is there anyone in the ANC who has any integrity left? Do you think, like I mean, I'm saying it sounds like I'm biased, but I mean, I'm saying, like, from your perspective, I know you're fully DA, and do you still respect people within the ANC?
Look, it's a weird thing though, because people outside don't often see when we sit in council. I mean, you hear what happens in council, right? But oftentimes, there are people that I enjoy in the ANC, if I can put it that way. Some people that I would actually sit and have a discussion with.
You debate, obviously, but you still you have opposing things,
But to be honest, and maybe to be controversial, do I respect people in the ANC? No, I don't. And the reason for that is because I think that anybody within the ANC realizes that the ANC has lost its soul, it's lost its goal and its mandate for South Africa. So I don't think there's anybody in the ANC that's trying to save the ANC anymore. I think they are in the ANC because it is, their way to earn a salary or to maybe get into the gravy train. So it's controversial, but I don't respect anybody in the ANC. No. Are there good people in the ANC? Perhaps, but I don't respect anybody that's left in the ANC.
Okay. Because I mean, in other parties, would you say? I mean, anybody else in council? I mean, we had Kuster Jack on the other day as well, and he was. We asked him the same question. He had one or two guys that he respected.
Yeah.
He was.
No, look, I mean,
in the ANC.
So look, I mean, obviously we've got coalition partners, and I would say that the coalition partners that we have, the people that I enjoy, like Lance Grootboom, I've got a lot of time and respect for him from the ACDP, not because he's a coalition partner, but just because he's a nice guy. Sia Sanga Sajadu from COPE, also a very nice individual to hang out with and have discussions with. And then a bunch of people in the DA. So
of course.
No, I'm joking. Everybody in the DA. But look, I would say any liberal-minded political party or a party that wants a better South Africa for all, I've got time for. As soon as it becomes a racial narrative or us versus them, then you lose me. Any of those political parties I don't have time for. So the Freedom Front Plus I've got time for. There are nice people in the Freedom Front Plus. The ANC and the EFF, unfortunately not. And then BLM or the BLF, sorry, I get BLM and BLF. Also no time for. The radical parties I don't have any time for, no.
Yeah, and can you say anything nice about Julius? Is there anything nice about him?
No. He is the worst cancerous individual other than Jacob Zuma in South Africa. He is I'm sorry, I don't want to make this like a Debbie Downer,
it's fine. It's fine. Go.
No, but he is the worst type of individual that could possibly be in a leadership position in South Africa. And if many youth many more youth fall for his bullshit narrative, then South Africa is in deep, deep trouble. So yeah, I've got nothing nice to say about him. Maybe that he's got very nice teeth, but that is not something that he caused, you know. So
Or watch.
Yeah.
He's got nice watches.
he's got nice watches, nice cars. He lives in a very nice place for a communist, you know. Communism. Yeah.
Okay, last question in this line of questioning. What about Ramaphosa?
Nah, look, Rama, here's the thing that I would say. Like, people, at least now, people are over the Ramaphoria phase, you know? All those those tunny joggers that used to, oh, I love Cyril, you know? At least now, I think people have realized that he is not the savior of South Africa. Remember, he was the deputy president when Jacob Zuma cleaned the house, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Ramaphosa was put in charge as the deputy president to turn around our SOEs, ESCOM, the post office, and the various state-owned enterprises. Are they better off right now? No, they're not. Did he do anything whilst as the deputy president to stop Jacob Zuma? No, he did not. So, no. So Ramaphosa is part of the problem. The problem is the ANC.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So there's no superheroes in the ANC. In actual fact, there's just no heroes in the ANC.
Okay, and I mean, you've interviewed a lot of guys on YouTube as well. I mean, I saw you had Steve Hofmeyer on as well, which is quite controversial.
Yeah, my papa.
in itself.
Papa.
Yeah.
My papa. We still have to do a DNA test. I'm sure that I'm his child.
All right. Did your mother meet him at one stage?
I remember he toured in Dispatch in 1982. So there's a lot of things that might add up here, you know?
Yeah,
So,
it was like 9 months before you were even born.
Yeah, look, I've interviewed a lot of people, but I would say hands down my favorite, Helen Zille. I've got a soft spot for Helen Zille. She is, you know, it's like I've got one regret, and that's never meeting Nelson Mandela. But I mean, obviously, that could have just been impossible because he was who he was, you know. One thing that I would remember and fondly tell my children and grandchildren one day is obviously that I connected with Helen Zille, not just speak to her, but also like sort of have a friendship, you know, which is something that and she's vilified. And it's so unnecessary, and it's so wrong that somebody with her stature and with her credentials being negatively spoken. I mean, you can talk cock about her if you want, but don't lie about her. That's the important thing, you know. Okay. So without a doubt, my favorite interview, Helen Zille.
Yeah. There we go. There's a question for you.
Hey Renaldo, what's your take on the UIM? What is the leader's name of the UIM again? I know that voice note that went around. I can't remember. Is that guy that was with the ANC and then he left the ANC? And I'm not being facetious, I promise. I just can't remember his name. Sean, I'm sure you can tell me what his name is.
Yeah. Put it in there, Sean.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when it comes to individuals that jump from one political party to another, you know, especially when there's such a massive difference in an ideology. The ANC is a communist organization, and going from a communist to a liberal overnight, that's just impossible. That's like going from an atheist to a Christian overnight, or from you know, a Muslim to a Jew overnight. It's very, very hard to do those type of things. Yeah, Neil de Beer. I think that voice note that Neil de Beer sent out that leaked, in which he said he had enough about white people now. He need more to get into the colored vote. I think that ended his political career as soon as it started. So with all due respect, my opinion is I don't have any time for Neil de Beer.
Okay.
So yeah.
And Steve's interview, was anything interesting come out of that? Did you?
I loved it because look, I mean, oh man, you know, the thing is, I think Steve is also misunderstood. You know, because Steve was a staunch liberal in the early 90s, and then he became more conservative, and I think also that he's misunderstood in that a lot of people like label him just as a racist, or they just excuse his thinking. And I mean, I was a little bit guilty of this. I think Steve has got the best. His interest is for the best of South Africa, but sometimes the way he goes about it, it's not the best way. It's not the way that I would go about it. But I really had fun with my interview with him. I think that he's a good singer. When he does Neil Diamond, I think is when he's at his best. But sure. I've got a lot more time for Steve as of late compared to, I would say, 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it's just because he's gotten a little bit more, subdued or what it is. But I've got time for Steve, and he unblocked me on Twitter, so I mean that's a win. So
okay,
then you're good in my book.
Yes,
so
for sure. And I mean that whole it's an interesting topic actually to talk about, because I know in some of your interviews you said that you deleted some of your earlier videos because you were angry and you felt that it was being those videos were being used by the right wing, and it's an interesting concept because its comedy is very similar in that sort of vibe. If I do characters as well, and some of the characters in the past have been used for the wrong reasons, and I kind of drop them off when that happens,
So they call it the Overton Window, which means that you're looking at something with your knowledge of today and you're judging people from 10, 15, 20 years ago, which you can't do because you weren't living in that environment. It's like 100 years ago, people, if they want to settle a dispute, and you looked at a person funny, they used to go outside and then they used to walk 10 steps and turn around and shoot one another. And that was considered normal.
Slap you in the face with the glove. Yes.
Get the glove off. How dare you, sir?
How dare you?
How very dare you? And now what has happened is people in 2021, with the internet and with the instant judgment, social media that we have, look at people from that aspect, and then they either take you out of context, and to speak about why I removed my videos. Remember, I was angry at a political party that was discriminating against me as a young white South African, right? Now, if you have that context and you watch the videos, then perhaps you can understand why I was angry, why I was this and that. But what a lot of people do is they take snippets of a video, they just use that 10 seconds instead of the 5 minutes, and then they try and portray you as something. So I knew that this was coming, and I removed a lot of those videos. And obviously now some people still have access to some of those old videos that they've snippeted and doctored, and they try and portray me as something that I'm not. I mean, the Herald reported on one. I think it was the Sunday Times that also reported on one of my older videos. And it is, I mean, I think once you say, that video that you are talking about is 14 years old. And then people go, oh, okay, didn't know it was that old, and then people start understanding. But so I removed the old videos because I knew it was going to be taken out of context.
Sort of inadvertently becoming a spokesperson for the right, for issues for the right. I don't know if that could happen, and it's I presume you're trying to stop that.
Yeah, so I mean, look, there's also a confusion because anybody these days that seem to, they're not alert to this whole woke movement that's going on. Like, so for instance, if I say, hey, Gino, you're a great guy, and then if you had to come back and say, you called me a guy, like, how dare you assume my gender, like. That is the type of stuff that I just want to kind of end. But the problem is that these days, if you defend the fact that you can call somebody and say, hey, guys, then you are considered a right-wing nutter. And I think that these days, being right is not considered, or it's not the same as what it used to be. Because back in the day, the AWB, the RVB, they were right-wing, right? But anybody these days that just want a democratic South Africa for everybody, they are considered right-wing. So I think those terms must be used very loosely because it's not what it used to mean anymore.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But listen, you need to take a sip of your dop, eh? You're looking thirsty.
I need a little bit more dop here. I'm gonna pour some here while you answer Sean van Lochenberg's question.
Oh, okay. So Sean says, where do you see South Africa in the next 5 years? It depends on what happens during the elections, right? So this year's elections is on the 27th of October, right? And what's really going to be important is how people vote in the municipalities and in the small towns, because this is not where it's not a provincial or national election of who governs the country. It's about who runs your metro or who runs your town. So I think that if you can look, I'm obviously DA. I've never hidden the fact that I'm a DA councillor and that I support the Democratic Alliance. So, for instance, in Nelson Mandela Bay, a good place to start would be to vote for the DA and make sure that the DA gets an outright majority, so that, to be fair, the shit show that you've seen over the last 5 years don't repeat itself, so that the DA can get a fair chance for 5 years to change Nelson Mandela Bay. And if you aren't happy after 5 years, vote us out. It's that simple. And that should be the thing all across South Africa. I mean, everybody or rather, let me rephrase it this way. You can't dispute that Cape Town and the Western Cape isn't the best run metro and best run province in South Africa, right? So the municipal elections is the bread and butter issues. It's how you are affected as a resident. So it's where your rates and taxes go. That's how you feel it the most. So to answer your question, if people vote for the right party, then the next 5 years is going to be all right, because you're going to see the difference on grassroots level, and that's where you want to see it. You want to see your potholes fixed, the street lights fixed. You want to see the streets being painted, the lines, and that type of stuff. You know, when you phone the police or the Metro Police, at least, you get service delivery. So that is what's important, is for people to vote. And I don't want to tell people who they should vote for, because at the end of the day, it's their choice. But what I do want to say is, if you are angry with the DA, you might be justifiably be angry. But remember that the only real opposition to the ANC and Nelson Mandela Bay, at least, is the DA. So if you're going to vote for a different political party, ask yourself whether or not that political party has a realistic chance of getting into council and to overthrow the ANC in running Nelson Mandela Bay. That's the question you have to ask yourself. So yeah.
Okay.
Long-winded question. I think you poured yourself a lekker dop there now.
Yes, I did. It was good. Cheers to you.
Nice and blue.
I
like it.
It's blow. Cup of
Nobody blow. I like it. You see, subconsciously you poured like a lekker blue drink there.
There's it. It's for the police.
No, that's for the DA, my friend. It's a DA drink. It's going to taste better as well.
Dylan Peterson says, I think you guys should be talking about the equity around here. Mandela said that, and what is BEE? Oh, BEE is another question. Yeah, gee whiz. What are your views?
Look, I mean, no, I don't support broad-based black economic empowerment. Anything that you can't tell me that you believe in the new South Africa and what we stand for, and then at the same time support a policy that discriminates people based on the color of their skin. Because explain to me then how that's any different than a policy during apartheid that discriminated against people because of the color of their skin. There's no difference. And we all know by now, after more than a decade and a half of this policy being in effect, that it doesn't enrich the majority of people. It enriches a small minority of cadres. That's what it does. So no, I don't support BEE. I don't support any policies that discriminate against people based on the color of their skin.
Okay. And I mean, obviously, people leaving the country, have you ever considered emigrating? So many people are.
No, look, I've worked out like the type of plan that if the scenario had to work out in a specific way, then I would decide to move. So 2024 is going to be my deciding factor. And really? That is going to be if the EFF grows to a point where it could realistically be a threat to this country, then I would leave. And if people still if the ANC still have a majority in 2024 after everything that has happened over the last couple of decades, and especially during COVID-19, with the economy that we're in, with the junk status that we're in, if people still decide to want a corrupt party like that to lead this country, then I feel that my skills and abilities would better be used someplace else. And it's an internal struggle because I love this country, but I hate the government. So I love my country, but I hate its government. If that can resonate with people out there.
I'm definitely a stayer. I think we've got to work it together. I'm more positive. I'm positive that we're not going to end up with that scenario. But
I'm also positive. That's why I'm in politics. I'm here to change things, and and at least then if that scenario hits, I can say, well, I tried my best. I gave 10 years into politics, because I've been active with the DA since 2012. I only became a councillor in 2016. So I can say, I gave 14, 15 years to try and change this country. I played my part. And if the voters don't see that and they don't want to change South Africa for the better, then it's going to be that. But just to answer Sean, to answer his question, he says, what needs to change? It's very simple. Everybody needs to go and vote. Whether or not you're a despondent person and you feel that this country's going nowhere, the DA lost the Metro with 9,000 votes, which means that if we had that 9,000 votes, we wouldn't have had an Andile Lungisa situation. We wouldn't have had a flip-flopper. What's his name? I always forget his name because he's so irrelevant. From the Patriotic Alliance, Marlon Daniels. We wouldn't have had a Marlon Daniels issue. We wouldn't have had a Bobani issue. We would have had an outright majority to turn things around. And nobody can tell me that they didn't see the difference between 2016 and 2018 under Athol Trollip. Things were starting to improve. Things were getting better. And then, unfortunately, the shit hit the proverbial fan in 2018 when the ANC stole it back. So all I'm saying is get your tannie, your cousin twice removed. Make sure they get registered and make sure they vote. That's it. Just vote. And it's like I'm like the sequel. It's like but this and that. Remember, here's one important thing that if I can use this platform. If you live in a ward that has got let's say it's 90% DA or 90% ANC, right? The important thing here is don't think it's a sure thing, because when you go and vote, you're voting for the councillor, but you're also voting for a PR vote, which means that vote counts towards the total amount at the end of the day. So the ANC can get 99% of all the wards as an example. But if the PR vote is more, then that means that the DA governs as an example. So if you live in a strong ANC or DA ward, still go and vote, because it's not a sure thing, because that PR vote makes the difference at who governs the city and the metro.
Okay. So it's still in there. You got to vote no matter where you are. You don't give it up just because you're in the one ward. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of getting to know you, Renaldo.
We're doing it.
Getting to know all about you.
Getting to know all about you.
Hier kom groot kak nou.
All right, what's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure is definitely watching YouTube videos. That's my guilty pleasure. That's when I just
and smoking electronic cigarettes.
No, this is not a guilty pleasure. This is healthy compared to me smoking 30 a day. So
Well, we don't know. I don't know. There's lots of stories on the internet about that stuff as well. Blowing up in your mouth.
Popcorn lung, isn't it? Popcorn lung.
Yes, popcorn lung, yeah.
Have
you got popcorn lung? How do you smell when you breathe? How's your breath? People like that. What's the most controversial opinion that you have?
The most controversial opinion that I have is that the death penalty should come back.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
No, I'm on the other side there. I don't know.
Yeah, look, I
surely
mean,
the statistics are talk for themselves. I mean, is that,
Yeah, look, I mean, I
okay.
think under 3 circumstances, murder, rape, and molestation. Those 3 things, in my opinion, deserve the death penalty. Now, listen, whether or not you trust the government and the court system to implement it, trust me, I get it. I'm talking about a moral standpoint. I'm talking about a moral standpoint. And like you said, it's a controversial topic, and that is my most controversial opinion.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
At least I'm being honest. At least I'm not saying, it's the price of bread these days.
No, I love it, Ronaldo. Never flip over, just gooi.
Yeah, gooi rooi.
That's it. Nou sê, ek gooi blou. Iemand sê dis die blou bulle. Dit is mos ja.
Yeah, no. Let's not lower it like to that standards. That's a DA drink. It's not the Blue Bulls, please.
Kevin's a swimmer. He's I always see him in the ocean swimming like a maniac. He's a blue buller.
Okay.
I didn't realize he was a blue buller guy. Okay.
Oh, sorry to you, man. Sorry to you.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. We got the elephants. Are the elephants coming? What's happening? Rugby.
Oh man, I don't know. Like we've got Pieter de Villiers, which I don't know whether to laugh or cry, but I suppose it is what it is. But let's see what happens whenever we are able to play rugby again, because it's such like we've produced like the best players in the world, and I'm not like. Yeah. I'm not even lying and trying to blow smoke up the our Eastern Cape rugby's arse, but we produce the best players, and then they go and they get snatched up by the Sharks, by the Bulls, by Western Province, by all the teams. If we just had the resources to keep these players here, we would have Curry Cups, we would have had the Super Rugby titles, but unfortunately they pack up and leave. I mean, Siya Kolisi, the World Cup winning captain, is from Grey. He's from Port Elizabeth. If we had the resources to keep him here, and build a team around that, we would be unstoppable. So yeah.
I've absolutely heard that said by the school coaches as well, that these guys that we've got this amazing talent coming through all these boarding schools as well. There's Selborne, there's Grey, there's Queen's College, there's Dale, there's a whole bunch of
so many
this resource, Sue Rhodes is giving you some for president. She wants you for president.
Oh, thank you, Sue. Your check is in the mail. Thank you for posting that. You posted it at exactly the right time. Thank you for that.
He'd set that one up. Sue.
Yeah. Thank you. I owe you that 50 rand.
She's a teacher. She's legend. Now, some of the turning points in your life.
Definitely moving to Port Elizabeth, because I don't know if it's just age, but when you're in Uitenhage or in Dispatch, you're a big fish in a small pond, and you like if you popular, if I can put it that way, then you get that like shock when you move into a place that's got like 1 million people, So a big turning point, and it's a cock one to have, because you think that you all Mr. Important, and then you move to a bigger space and you realize, yes, niks, man, yes, niks. So that was definitely an eye opener and a humbling experience to know that the world doesn't revolve around you. You just form part of what you're one of the cogs that keeps it turning. That's it.
Absolutely. I see Silvia's online. Silvia Franchetto is my family in Italy. Ciao, Silvia.
Grande, Gino, grande.
See. See, how do you like my jacket, Silvia? It's she's in Verona, which is the most beautiful city in the world. It's the most beautiful city. Yeah, okay. Sylvia's my beautiful cousin over there. So it's nice to have her online.
Yeah, nice.
Is there a phobia or a silly fear which you have in your life?
No, I don't. Unless my wife's here. My wife's in the chat. Lauren Gouws.
Oh yes, I see.
I don't know. Like, no, there's not really a fear that I can think of. I mean, the normal things, like I'm not shit scared of a spider, but I'm scared of a spider. Like, you know, it's like common sense stuff, you know, like poison. So no, there's nothing that I would say that's a stupid phobia.
Adrian Gardner said drunken driving was his fear.
Yeah. I think that's something you can control, though, you know.
Yeah, he should be able to. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Any quirks that you've got?
Yeah,
other than
I think
smoking those cigarettes.
Yeah, look, the quirks definitely is. I think that I'm funnier than what I really am, and I'm terrible at analogies. I'm terrible at analogies. Asking me to compare something and use an example, you're
like
always
a
going to get the
metaphor kind
cuckest type of analogies. Yeah. Oh yes, my wife is right.
Oh.
I've got a phobia of no. It's not a phobia. It's just I don't allow people to touch my knees. It's like
touch your knees.
yeah, it's grillerig. That is such a beautiful Afrikaans word. Grillerig.
Grillerig. That is
Yeah.
weird. That's a little bit weird.
No, it's just well, yeah, okay, it is weird.
Did you
I just
have,
don't like
like when
people
you were
touching my
young,
knees.
was there somebody that used to touch your knees?
A stranger danger. No, none of that. No.
You touched me over here and you touched me over here.
No,
You
no,
touched me
none of
over
that.
here.
It's just
Okay.
I fell
We
on
give you
one
a
of my
doll.
knees.
We-
I fell on my knees once, and it was the most excruciating pain. And now it's
okay.
just like it's overly sensitive when people like
Okay.
you know if I touch it, I can't even touch my own knees. It's like just no. So when I'm in the shower, like the most dirty part is my knees because it never gets washed. So yeah.
That is good. Gary's falling off his chair on the side here. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. I like that. Glad we asked these questions.
Yeah.
If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume that you'd done?
Oh, they would probably assume that I spoke my way into an arrest. That's what they would. I would have souped cock with somebody, and I would have my mouth. So my mouth would have gotten me arrested.
Yeah.
That's it,
Okay.
without a doubt.
Someone tag Wayne Callis because that's exactly what he does as well.
Yeah.
my
You know, like people talk their way out of shit. I talk my way
Yeah.
into shit. That's how. Yeah. Indica.
Okay. Any cock, and I'll say. In your group of friends, what role do you play, and what or what are you famous for with your friends?
Oh no, the thing is,
Famous.
the thing is, it's always like because my group of friends are politicians, right? So they definitely they like try and mock me because of YouTube, you know, and always saying like foot and mouth disease, yeah, foot and mouth, like wannabe celebrity, not understanding why I do it, but yeah. It's like foot and mouth, so always like, you know, saying the wrong things, or it's always being on YouTube, thinking I'm a celebrity.
I'll say the first one with Reino Kaiser's jug on. He said, there, I got it.
Yeah, I got a 50 Rand fine for that, eh? I got a 50 Rand fine because of the rules of order of council. I got a 50 Rand fine for recording that video. And now I see in the papers that Rano is going to get maybe 800,000 to R1 million. I just want to ask, where's my cut? Is he at least going?
Want the money back?
Is he gonna just pay my 50 Rand fine for me at least? You know, come now, Rano. Seriously, dude.
Is interest on that now?
Yeah, because the judge said that the video evidence is what sealed the deal. So Rano, I'm coming. I'm knocking on that door, my friend.
Cook, hello,
Yeah.
Rano.
Yeah, hello.
Pay
my fine. Ja,
50 randjies vir jou. I've got the
50
right
randjies.
jacket for it.
Ja, nood vir nood, daar vat hy nou.
No, sê jy want hom stem met ja, sê. No. Okay, so what is something that your friends wouldn't believe that's true about you?
Oh, jeez. Maybe I should have checked these questions beforehand. My friends that they wouldn't believe about me. That I actually care about them. that I actually would like. No, I'm joking. No, they know that I love them.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Something
no,
surprising about you that people don't know.
that I actually, you know what? I'm actually a very approachable person, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people think that I'm wanting to cause cuck and arguments the whole time. I actually want to avoid confrontation as much as possible. I actually always, you can ask my wife. My wife is the one that's always on the warpath if she doesn't get service or anything like that. And I'm always the one that says, come on, yes, come here. I'm the one. So that is what people won't believe about me is I try and avoid confrontation. Okay. But like all dispatchers and euthanaggers know, if you poke the bear, if you poke the bull, you're going to get the horns. That's how it works.
Cornuto, that's what they are called.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go. Now, what would be some of the most annoying things about having you as a roommate, other than touching your knees?
The most annoying thing having me as a roommate. Oh, look, there's so many things I can say, but it won't be friendly it won't be spa friendly,
Oh, right. Okay.
But let's just say it'll probably be my annoying obsession over playing music. I love music and I always have to play it loud. So let's go with the family friendly version and say loud me music. Having to listen to loud music. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll get it.
Sure I understand.
Sorry, Siri is involving herself in the conversation.
I see that. Yeah. She's listening all the time. What's the most imaginative insult you've ever come up with, and who was it directed at?
Look, so that's an interesting question because whenever I pick a fight with people, they either tend to end up in jail. So we've got Andile Lungisa, and we've got what was the previous spokesperson? What's the convicted criminal's name? Who was the spokesperson for the Metro now? Come on, man. Roland Williams. Roland Williams. Yeah, both those convicted criminals. So yeah. So right. What was the question again? I just wanted to get that in there.
That's fun. The most imaginative insult. Well, I think that's probably.
Oh no, it was. I think it was a Winston Churchill quote in which Andile Lungisa said something to me, and I said, "Don't worry, my friend. I'm going to make." You look forward to going to hell in such a way that you look forward to the journey. That's something along those lines that I said. I'm going to sweeten you so much that you're going to look forward to this journey, but you're not going to realize it's taking you to hell. Something like that, along those lines. It was a heated moment.
All right. Okay. Do you do practical jokes?
Yes. Yeah, I do. And I can give you one prime example. So the worst practical joke that I've pulled is where I actually sort of told somebody, I played a prank on somebody that they were late for a meeting that didn't exist, and that I had to tell them that they are fired because they missed that meeting. That was the practical joke. Yeah. Because it was believable because I'm an industrial psychologist. So it was really, really cool. But I love practical jokes. Cool. I'm so into practical jokes that I actually bought fart spray from Amazon. The worst. It's so bad that I Googled what is the worst smelling spray you could find, and then I checked at the reviews, and then I bought 3 bottles of it. Not 1 bottle, 3 bottles, because I knew that I was going to use it more than once.
Fart spray?
Yeah, well,
who's that guy?
Me, apparently.
When was the last time that you immediately regretted something that you said?
Probably in the stream. No, I'm joking. No, it's usually when I speak to my wife. So I would say daily. Daily, because my wife remembers everything. So if I make a promise or if I say something, because I'm Afrikaans, and I don't always get my thoughts across in the right manner, and she will remember the date, the time, the location. So whenever I speak to my wife, I immediately regret it.
Oh my word! Yeah, I suppose you can't switch the location off and switch the data off.
Yeah, I know. Like you can't mute it. Unfortunately, the conversation.
No, you can't. My wife's asking you a question there. Do you do your own social media and marketing?
Look, I'm lucky enough that I started YouTube, and I think Facebook, because I was part of Facebook when you still had to get an invite to get onto Facebook.
Oh, right.
So I was lucky
that's
enough
right.
to kind of grow my social media organically. And now I've got people that really love my content and love my stuff that share it. So to an extent, I do my own social media marketing. Like, I mean, my wife designs a lot of like my important posters if I've got like an event coming up or something. But most of the time it's word of mouth. But no, I don't have anybody that I pay unless, my wife using my credit card for shopping, if that counts as paying somebody. But it's my wife. And it's me, and then obviously the people that follow me that shares my content.
And then
so I'm very lucky in that regard.
Sue Rhodes for her comments just earlier on as well.
Yeah. Yes, the money.
What's some insider knowledge that only people who work in politics would know?
But no, you see, if I share that information, then it's not insider anymore.
They'd have to kill me.
Listen, what I can tell you though, so I mean, I'm very, like I said, I'm very open with my residents, and they get the emotion. They don't get the yes sir, this or that. I mean, I won't mention any names, but like I've had somebody that it's a difficult customer that I deal with quite often. That he insists that I call him a professor because he is a professor. And now I've made it my life's mission that whenever I speak to him, I do not call him professor. I call him by his first name just to annoy him. So the inside thing here is that there is a lot of councillors talk amongst each other as to the difficult customers they have. And yes, we do Skinner about you. So if you are a difficult resident, trust me, a lot of councillors know about you.
Yes. Right, excellent. Dude, that's quite funny. Do people misunderstand your role? I mean, what do they misunderstand most about a councillor? What do I find
Sure. That is, there are so many, but the most important one is definitely that they think that you are personally responsible to fix either the pothole. So they think in their minds that I'm going to go and mix the cement and I'm going to go and pour the cement in there, level it out nicely, or that I've got a spare bunch of streetlight bulbs in my car and I'm going to climb the ladder in the boot, and going to fix it. Or a spare like white paint in the back to paint the lines, So the easiest way to answer that is just to say they think that I'm the one that's responsible to actually fix the problems, when I'm in actual fact the one that is the intermediary to make sure that it gets resolved. I would, and I mean, I'm not sure if John Best is still here, but I'm pretty sure he would, agree to that.
Agree.
Yeah.
Okay, she wants to know where she can buy one of your caps. I see my son was online as well, also saying tech.
You can buy it at techclothing.com, and local deliveries is available, and there's a bunch of different merch. Like there's even a doormat that says tech on it. So techclothing.com. You can buy there, and it is made locally. So made in local.
There's my son. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Nice one.
You've even got the 17-year-olds. The 17-year-olds are wearing your stuff. It's like that's like big kudos.
That's awesome. Love it.
Oh, there we go. Milchwissen. Tack. I love it. There's only one. It's a South Africanism. Don't get it anywhere else in the world.
It is. I mean, the brand is like, it's just like you said, the word footsack. It's the easiest way just to tell somebody exactly how you feel without being crude.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
But yeah, tsak.
yeah.
Like, I mean,
Tsak.
even the hashtag, like, you know, footsack ANC. I mean, it's just such an amazing word, and it's a word that, you know, the colored community is arguably the best South African community in the world.
Well, language
They
is amazing.
the language that they use, the swearing, you know, and I say this with respect, because I've met some Scottish individuals, people, and I've spoken to people all across the world, and nobody can steer you in your moor like a colored individual. Hands down. Hands down.
Hands down. See, this says a week is a long time in politics. That's your wife.
Yes, that's my wife. Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. And I see that John came in. He said, "You are the scrum off between the scrum and the backline. Backline is the official, scrum the residents." There we go. That John nailed it. John nailed it.
I say, okay, he's got the. You see, he's quite good at the metaphors and the and analogies.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, he's always like in the cock with his residents, so he has to come up with these amazing analogies. You know, just joking, John.
Footsack ANC, check it out on Twitter.
Yeah, every Friday is Footsack ANC on Twitter.
Oh, really?
By the way, for those that don't know.
Okay, all right. What would be a typical day as a councillor?
Okay, I'll put this into a minute or less. All right. Waking up early, and then you already have about, let's say, 10 to 15 WhatsApp messages about things that might have been wrong or go that has gone wrong and that you need to check. Then you'll probably have about 20 to 30 emails if you are a ward councillor with regards to other meetings that you have to attend later in the week, or things that you have to deal with, or your ward office emailing you to answer to questions. Then you have to go and do oversight on some issues if it's that time of day where you have arranged to meet with an official on site. That could also be a day where you have a council meeting that'll be the whole day, or it could be a standing committee meeting that could also take the whole day, or at least 3 or 4 hours. Then you've got calls from residents that you have to deal with. Like, let's say somebody's pipe just burst, or somebody wants to report a water leak, but they don't phone the municipality, so they phone you. And then, it stretches from about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then if you've got a residents meeting, then it can last up until 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I would say your average day, you would get about probably 40 WhatsApp messages, and you would get about 50 to 60 emails, and you would probably get about 10 to 15 phone calls if you're lucky. But if you're an MMC, which is a mayoral committee member like John in the comments, then his days are planned out weeks in advance. And it's chock and block full with meetings, oversight. So it's not an easy job, you know. So when a resident comes and they say, this councillor is useless, I take it personally, because it's like, come shadow me for a day. And then usually when you say that, then they get choop still. Because, you know, the favorite quote that people use is, my rates and taxes pays your salary, right? And my response, you know, a usual councillor will stay quiet, but Renaldo Gouws, being Renaldo Gouws, he goes, well, laat my weet hoeveel ek jou skuld, en dan sal ek dit vir jou terug EFT. Okay, that's my response. So yeah.
Oh, that's classic. Oh my word. Okay. What's the most uncomfortable place you've ever slept?
My car. When I was a DJ, I had a flatmate that could sleep through anything, and he wanted to leave one night early. And I gave him the only keys because he was drunk and he lost his keys. I phoned, knocked on the door, didn't want to open, and I had to sleep in a City Golf, whose seat was broken, by the way. So I had to sleep like that in the car for about 6 hours until eventually he answered his phone.
You couldn't even let the seat down. It's like sleeping on a plane.
Yeah, and you can't sleep in the back in the City Golf because that's even more uncomfortable.
Oh my word! I'm sure. What do you think
Yeah.
of tattoos? Do you have any?
Yeah, I've got let me brag. I've
Ah,
got,
well, on your knees.
okay. So I've got one here and I've got
Okay.
one on the other shoulder. And then
Okay.
I don't know if it'll actually come through here, but I can show. I've
Yeah,
actually
I
got
see it.
one
I see
right
it.
there.
Okay.
And
okay. Oh
then-
no! What is that?
okay, watch.
What is that on your shin? That's a murder.
So this is, if you look there, it's not the Illuminati.
Oh, it's
not the
Illuminati.
Illuminati. No,
It's a
it's
mouse
called
with the.
So that is the Eye of Providence, which is the
Ah.
Trinity God, right? It's the
Okay,
first
okay.
time that somebody painted the Trinity God in a painting. You know, the
Okay.
Jesus, God, and the Holy
Yes,
Spirit,
yes.
right? And then
Yes.
every tattoo
The
I've
Holy
got has got a
Trinity.
meaning. So all of this is got to do with these things here around it is honeycombs, and
Okay.
that signifies problems that I've had in my life that I've overcome because of God.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and then I've got the tattoo in the back here, which is
Okay. Yes, sir.
it's an
Yeah,
owl
near.
with a sugar skull.
Yes.
And that represents the sugar skull is everybody in my life that's passed away.
Okay.
And then the owl is owls are known for knowledge. So it is
Yes.
the knowledge that the people that is passed on in my life has bestowed upon me. So
Okay.
every single tattoo I've got, and then I've got one that I can't show because you'll have to see my underwear, and I don't think Spa will be
Does it
happy
say
with
Wendy?
that.
Does
So.
it
no,
say
it doesn't.
Wendy and then
No, the one on the side I've got is it's got life and death. So the one is death tattooed in it's a mirror image of Jesus with with the crown, the thorned crown.
Okay.
And then the other one is death. So it's like everything inevitably leads to death, but God
Yes.
saved us, so we'll never ever truly die, if that makes sense. It's very deep.
So your
It's
faith,
very, very
Your
deep.
faith is strong. Your faith is strong there.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not a church-going Christian, but I am a Christian.
yeah.
You know, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't sit voor in die kerk and all of that stuff, but I'm very religious.
yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, if you ignore the swearing and all of that stuff, I'm a
Yes.
Christian. I promise you.
Where do you see yourself in your political career when you retire? Says Sean.
Out of politics.
Out.
I don't have
DJing
any
again.
big ambitions.
Wiki.
Look, look, maybe I'll get back into DJing. I don't have any major political ambitions other than just trying to change the country, right? So if my political party sees a different role for me, then I would consider it. But I love my role as a ward councillor. I believe that I've got the most beautiful ward in Nelson Mandela Bay, arguably in South Africa, because our beachfront is beautifully, it's untouched beauty.
Lovely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm happy where I am. I've got amazing residents. I mean, obviously everybody has a right to complain. But I have found that during the toughest of tough times, during COVID-19, people opened up their hearts. I mean, when I posted on social media for us to, gather food and give it to people that needed it, I mean, I got a lot of food. And whenever we do anything and I ask the residents, they're always first to jump and assist, like cutting the grass. So I love my job at the moment.
Okay. Viv says you'll be a councillor soon.
Great stuff.
She's moving down. She's moving down.
Please don't
That's my
WhatsApp me
dear.
and don't Facebook me. Email me, please.
Email, Viv. Email.
Yeah.
She's still trying to win the competition at the end of the show, but she's always a little
Oh.
bit late or a little bit wrong. So,
Okay.
Biggest impact on you, a person, somebody in your life.
Biggest impact. Look, I mean, my parents have played a significant role in my life, but that'll be the generic answer I think that everybody will give. I would say ideologically wise and trying to be better than what you are, Helen Zille.
Okay.
And the reason for that, look, I mean, the reason for that is because, how can I put it? Because I mean, I can easily compare it to Nelson Mandela, but the problem is Nelson Mandela went through a lot more struggles. But the thing is, it was so much easier for Helen Zille if she would just go with the flow of whatever happened.
Yeah.
But the fact that she was an individual that stood up as a white person against a government, you know, and all of the things that she's done, that is what inspires me to be better and to try and not just go with whatever is mainstream or accepted now, but fight for what you believe is right. That's it.
Yeah. No, she certainly did. Was there ever any event in your life that went, that sort of defied explanation? Was there ever something that happened that just there was no logic to it, or no, it just defied explanation?
Nothing that I can think of right now. I mean, I've never been in a situation where something like that has happened. I mean, I've had a couple of near-death experiences, but I mean, that wasn't me putting myself in that position. But I mean, not anything. It's not like being caught with your pants down and not knowing how to explain how that happened, if that makes sense, you know. I do have a friend that's got a brilliant story, but I mean, I can't tell his story on his behalf. But I mean, that if I had that story, everybody would be crying from laughter now. It is just hilarious.
So one of those ones. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to get your friend on for 5 minutes.
No, definitely.
You know, I'm surprised that Gary hasn't got the guy dropping in on a video. That's what he would normally do.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Some rapid fire questions, just to, as we head into the end of the interview, Renaldo. Let's say, if you could learn the answer to one question about your future, what question would that be?
Will South Africa be a successful country? Because it affects me.
Yeah, for sure. How often do you people watch?
All the time. I judge people all the time. I love judging people. In my head, I love looking at people going, WTF. Like, I love it.
That is a terrible trait.
I'm judgerach. And that's my shortcoming, but I'll stick to it.
Well, what job would you be terrible at?
A counselor. No, I'm joking. No. Terrible. Anything that's got to do with actually using your hands, like a mechanic, an engineer, anything like that. I would be terrible at. Yeah.
Painting.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nothing like that. She
Yeah.
says, don't lose your passion.
Oh, thank you. I won't. Pilot.
What was that? Oh, pilot. No, you want to be a pilot.
Marina is also a fellow counselor, by the way. She does a fantastic job. Amazing counselor, Marina.
Imagine if she doesn't speak that highly of you, then
Hey, you got no friends in politics, eh? No friend. If you want to get a friend in politics, get a dog. No, I'm just joking.
Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be leaving for just taking off from Davidstown Airport right the way to Old Tambo. I'm your pilot, Renaldo Gouws.
Yeah.
What your advice be for voters that don't really understand politics and don't really know who to vote for and why?
The best thing to do is everybody's got access to the internet. Everybody. And I mean, that's not just now, you know, everybody has got access to some form of internet or another. If you don't understand politics and you don't trust politicians to tell you why you should vote for them, just go and read their policies. Go to their websites and read their policies, because the proof is in the pudding, right? Go and read their policies. And if a communist narrative speaks to you, then that is what you probably would need. But you know, if you actually want to learn a lot about politics, go to the websites and read the policies and what that political party wants to do for the country. That's it. That's the easiest answer I've got.
For sure. I see Brendan Kelly saying, do we get to hear your dog sing? Does your dog sing?
Yes. Do you want me to show you? I can do it quick. I can get my dog.
No way.
I don't mind. I'll show you.
No ways. Let's do it.
Carter,
ladies and gentlemen, tonight on stage on Gino's Spot, we have Ronaldo's
I'm just getting
dog.
it.
that is gonna sing. What's his name? Is his
Carter. His name's Carter.
This is with Carter. Okay, Carter.
There we go.
He ain't,
You ready?
So, can you do Elvis? He ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Yeah. Lock it down. You ain't nothing but a lock it down. Lock it down. You ain't nothing but a lock it down. Stand all the time. Lock. There we go.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. That's the best trick ever. That's the best trick ever.
I know. Exactly.
Oh, my soul. Oh, no, that is so funny, man. Linda saying my heart.
That's my mom's grandchild.
Oh, man. You know, it's amazing how these dogs, they get into your soul. They just know.
It's scary. It's
centuries of breeding have just brought them to a point where they can just do one to two little things and your heart melts.
Exactly. Oh no, it is.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Carter, for that. All right. What's the luckiest thing that's ever happened to you?
The luckiest thing, meeting my wife.
You're gonna get some tonight. Yes.
You see, that was the politician. Yeah. Luckiest thing is meeting my wife. Yeah. Thank you. Right. I nailed that one. I nailed that one.
What are you looking forward to in the coming months?
Elections.
Other than a bit of
look, the build up to the elections, it's a pain in the gut, but it's so worth it if the results, come out. So I'm looking forward to the ANC getting clopped at the elections, and I'm pretty sure that the majority of South Africans are gutful. So yeah, let's get to that
Gary
point.
said the word is shellacked.
Wait, yeah, there we go.
Shellacked.
Shellacked.
That's what it's indeed. What's the most annoying questions people ask you regularly? That is probably the one for the councillor questions.
Yeah, the most annoying question. Oh, there's so many, but if I had to just choose a specific one, it would probably have to be the one that I get often is, can you please certify my ID? That's the most annoying question I got. Because, I mean, I'm a commissioner of oaths. So, even when I'm not at the office and people know me, they're like, can you please certify my ID?
Oh, no. Is there anything that people think is weird about you? Well, now they know you don't like to touch your knees.
Yeah, that I would say that definitely qualifies. And they find my hair weird.
That's
my hair.
important. Hey?
Yeah, I know.
What's going on there?
Well, it's Khoisan, my friend. I've got Khoisan blood in my hair. So, yes, exactly.
Krakakama hair.
Yeah.
Excellent. What is who's your most interesting friend?
My most interesting friend. I would have to say it is probably. Oh well, look. I mean, are you talking about in person or just like people that I know on
people that you know, your friends? Yeah.
Okay, so I would say the most interesting friend that I know is probably Jeremy Nell, who's a cartoonist. I'm not sure if you heard of him, Jeremy Germ. He's known as Germ.
Oh yeah, Germ. I do.
Yeah. So Germ, he's the most interesting.
Okay.
Because he's so out there. That would be the most interesting. Yeah.
Okay, different thinker. Like that. What do you think of TikTok? Says Philippa.
Oh no, I'm too old for TikTok. Too old. No. My wife has shown me some very funny TikToks, and I've had some guests on the guy and people that used to do TikToks. But no, you have to sift through so much cuck in order to get to funny stuff. So no, TikTok. I sound like an old bully now when I say nee, dis nie van my nie.
Boomer.
Dis ou boomer goedjies daai.
Ja, that's boomer goedjies. Jy kan nie met jy TikTok moves mee maak nie. And I don't know about Slack. I don't even know Slack myself.
I also don't even know what Slack is. So yeah, that says it all, doesn't it?
Well, my wife's clearly quite good with the social media stuff. Let's have a look. Is there something that you are most likely very wrong about?
You see, that's one of my like short. Oh, what do you call it? If people ask you what would you say is your weakness, my weakness is that I never think I'm wrong. So yeah, I never think I'm wrong until I'm proven wrong. So yeah.
Well, when was the last time you changed your mind about something major? You know.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, that actually happened. I would say a year ago. Like, I mean, it was a drastic change, and the change. It's quite a serious topic. It's about farm murders. And I was very, very vocal about how we should care about all murders in South Africa. Until I had a very interesting interview with Adams Roots from AfriForum, and having the discussion and doing some research, I found out why. The discussion is so important around farm murders. So I changed my stance on quite a serious issue, about it, 2 years ago, actually. So yeah.
Okay. What stereotype do you completely live up to?
Oh, being common, being from Dispatch. But I mean, that's just an act, I'm just joking though. Dispatchers are the best. No, the stereotype that I live up to definitely is, just like the Afrikaner accent, being, what do they call it? A rock spider. That type of vibe. I love living into that. Ja.
Ja, ons is almal in mekaar, is fyn.
Lekker gebraai nou, ja.
Lekker gebraai. Daar's hy. En die brandewyn en coke en daai soet goed. Dis my stereotypes. Dis daar vir 'n rede.
1 liter brandy, 'n 2 liter coke en 'n 3 liter Fort Sierra.
Ja, of 'n Cortina.
Ja, exactly.
A challenging thing you're working through these days? Any difficult things?
Yeah, 2 things: grass cutting and street lights.
Oh yeah, holy crap!
So yeah.
Oh, no. Which of your scars has the best story behind it?
One that isn't spa friendly.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah. No. Let's just. Well, there we go. No. So. No, the one that probably has the funniest story that I can actually talk about is being young, having a motorcycle, and not understanding how lines, when it's wet, is slippery. If that makes sense. So yeah.
Oh, I'm kniping already. I can just.
Yeah.
Your hands.
Doing literally like a Lorenzo over the handlebars and landing on your shoulder. Great.
Oh,
great.
No. Jeez, what have you created that you're most proud of?
My YouTube channel. I'm very, very proud that I've managed to get 100,000 people together to follow me and building a following. And actually I love people that agree with me, but what's important is not to have an echo chamber. So I'm very proud of creating my YouTube channel, but I'm also very proud of having people out there that I live rent-free in their minds because they hate me so much. So, and I mean, a lot of people, don't like to have people have negative opinions about them. But I think that you haven't actually stood up for something unless you've got people that really dislike you. Because that means that you actually stood for something. So that is what I'm proudest of, is my YouTube channel and allowing people to think. And in the process, if they think and hate me, that's great. Yeah. So yeah.
It's funny you say that. I mean, it's kind of like an opinion. Even if you vociferously disagree with somebody, you can watch what they are saying, because then you become a benchmark for that thing, whatever it is that they think you are the benchmark for it. And so, so then you become part of the conversation, which is always good.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What keeps you up at night?
Just state of South Africa. The current state of South Africa. It's worrying. It's the fact that we can be such an amazing nation. We can be one of the best in the world, but we just have such an incompetent government that is causing crime and unemployment to spiral out of control. If we fix those 2 things, crime and unemployment, this country would thrive. And the fact that we can't get that right is what keeps me up at night.
Okay. Personal rules that you never break.
Never lie. Always be honest, even if it doesn't suit the narrative of the person you're speaking with, and especially on my line. I mean, you always open yourself up to making promises. I would rather just say it's unfortunately something that we're not doing right now. So
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that you regret not doing?
These questions are getting deeper. I'm going to get emotional and cry soon. No, not really. I think that not that I can think of right now. I have always lived my life to the fullest. I've always taken, chances, taken risks. So there's nothing that I look back at and go like, oh, I regret not doing that. Like I said, I regret never ever meeting Nelson Mandela, but I mean, I didn't have any control over that. So that would, if that counts as a regret, then that is a regret.
Okay. What bridges do you not regret burning? Are there any bridges that you should have burned?
Oh, listen, I mean, there are so many bridges. No, there are many. There are look, I'm a firm believer that if you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm a firm believer of that. And if you've crossed me once, that is the end of it. I'll never be able to trust you again. And therefore you shouldn't form a part of my life. And I mean, we can interact, but I'm not going to take you seriously. So there are many bridges that people have burnt with me, and that arguably I've also burnt with people. And I regret none of them thus far. Okay. Ask me in 10 years and I might have a different answer. Okay. But I mean, I'm still relatively young and, know everything,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Some frivolous stuff here. What's your favorite TV series?
Breaking Bad.
Really?
Breaking Bad. So it depends. There's 3 of them and they move. Yeah. So it's Lost, number 1, Breaking Bad, and then the third one would be The Leftovers. So those 3, depending on my mood or the changing of the seasons, would be. But Breaking Bad is, I would say Breaking Bad throughout the year is my number 1.
Okay. Even the ending of Lost. I mean,
I love it though. I like those mind F movies as my type of stuff. I love it. Mind
I like
F.
the little buzzer all the time. The buzzer going.
It's amazing. I love it. I love it.
Yes, like the most awful movie you saw.
Most awful movie is the new Dr. Dolittle.
Okay, and an awful movie that you love. Everybody else hates.
Oh, that everybody else hates. Vanilla Sky. Not a lot of people know about that.
Such crap.
It's also one of my favorite movies.
Tom Cruise. I know he makes me ill.
Yeah, but I mean, I love. It's like a mind F movie, but like people hate that movie. My wife hates it.
No. I'm with your wife on that one. Well, what about the opposite? Talking about your wife, what about the opposite sex confuses you the most?
Where to begin? I suppose just the obsession with. At the moment, my wife is going through like, because I always joke and call it fat plants, but it's called, what's it called? Succulents. Like
succulents, yes.
The obsession with succulents at the moment. I just call it fat plants for shits and giggles. But and I mean, it's such a massive thing. Yeah, everybody, like most women I know love succulents. And I'm like, what?
No, why? We had Mimi Rupp on last show. She was like, she sells them like it's going out of fashion. I'm telling you. What's your kryptonite?
My kryptonite is pizza.
Whoa, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I can break a diet for pizza. Yeah.
Okay. Easy peasy.
I don't drink, so I mean that's the thing. I mean, otherwise I would say like a good like whatever, but I don't drink alcohol, so
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, you're not a drinker. Okay.
yeah,
Have you got a nickname?
yeah. It's Rendier, which is my old username for my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but in
Okay.
politics, people just call me Gouws. They call me Gouws.
Have you always never drunk? Or you? Or did
well,
you drink there back
I
then,
mean,
Toby Joe's?
No. I like my DJ career. I was probably drunk maybe once or twice because I think that
really?
is one of the reasons I didn't drink is because if I had to drink as a DJ, then that my liver, I'm an organ donor, so whoever gets my liver, you're lucky. You're
There
getting
we go. Good.
A grade
Prime.
liver. If you,
Prime.
prime liver. But I mean, I made that decision early on that I can't do because it's a job. So I can't drink. And I mean, I don't like the taste of alcohol. I've never found a type of alcohol that I actually enjoy the taste as much as what I enjoy, like, let's say, Pepsi, as an example.
Okay. No. Or a Fitch and Leeds, maybe.
Oh, sorry, yes, as a Fitch and Leeds. Love the taste.
No, so no drinking. No, Gary's just typed here. What else do you have in common with Donald Trump?
What else? Jeez, rather not. I wish I could say I was as wealthy, but then people would question the tenders and stuff.
Yes, well, there we go. The tender for Mar-a-Lago. All right. The craziest thing you've done in the name of love?
You'll have to ask my wife. I don't know. I mean, I've done some crazy stuff, but I've
I'm not talking about actually in bed. I mean, I'm talking about like.
No, for sure. I mean, for sure. We don't talk out of the bedroom.
Yeah.
The craziest thing I've done for love is like
I
mean, I suppose it's like flying up to Joburg. I met my wife once before, and then she could have been a serial killer for all I know. But I flew up to Joburg to meet her there and be like, obviously, go in and meet her. And I knew nobody else in Joburg, so yeah, I suppose that was the craziest thing I've done. Okay. I mean, going to Joburg on its own is, it's quite a stupid thing to
crazy.
Do,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The other armpit of South Africa.
Yeah.
Do you think that aliens exist?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, no, they're out there. It's just we haven't
Man,
found them
don't even
yet.
get
They're
me
too far
started
away.
because we'll be another hour. Like, I mean, there's an infinite amount of space out there.
Yes,
If you look at the
That's it.
stars at night, when you look at the stars at night, every single speck that is a piece of light is like a sun like ours, right?
Yeah.
That probably has a couple of planets that go around it. Now, do you want to tell me that the millions and millions of stars that you see don't have a planet that is livable and can have sustain intelligent
Stuff on
life?
it.
So no, definitely, without a doubt.
I'm with you. There
And
has
how
to be-
arrogant
there
to
has
think that we are the only ones
yes.
I mean, how arrogant are we? Like the Mrs. Universe title. Like, who knows?
Yes.
Miss Universe maybe isn't the most prettiest thing in the universe. Like, how
Yeah,
arrogant.
They could, they probably are. It's certainly not on Mars, but there's no.
Yeah,
it's
no,
out there.
true.
Yeah. All right. Have you got any hobbies?
Yes. So my hobbies is YouTube, and then obviously it is watching TV shows. I know that sounds so stupid, but I love obviously watching TV shows. And there we go. In case you didn't get enough out of it. Yes.
Don't worry, I'm
there
gonna send you a whole case as well. So we're gonna.
Thank you. Well, there we go. Thank you, Fitch and.
There we go.
Thank you, Fitch and Leeds. Yeah. My hobbies is YouTube. And then obviously, I used to have a drone, but I don't have a drone anymore, and I don't fly my drone because it will be illegal to fly your drone. So yeah.
Okay, no, that's cool.
I miss that damn drone so much.
Yeah, it must be terrible. It must be terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it?
Can I speak to your boss, or can I speak to your superior?
Gary.
Yeah.
You're not talking to me. Okay, because it's not
No,
really my
no,
boss,
sorry.
Gary, so-
No, it's like, can I speak to your yeah. Whenever
Okay,
I
so
don't
can I
get
speak to
something
your
done, and it's
superior?
like, who is your superior? Then I'm like,
right.
here we
I see.
go.
It's like a bit of
Okay,
a Karen.
Corin. Thank you, Corin.
And I'll say, I miss your drone too. Love the footage.
I don't know what you're talking
Alright.
about, Carol. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never ever taken any drone footage. It was always handed to me on a memory stick by somebody, a tourist that I never knew. I never knew this person.
There was some German guy or something.
Exactly.
Us Germans are
Exactly.
so good with their gear.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my word. Okay, what's the most physically painful thing that you've ever experienced? It's your knees.
Kidney stones.
Oh, kidney stone. Oh, somebody said
A
that.
one.
That was Mimi. Mimi said
Let me
that.
be accurate here so that you can get context.
Okay.
A kidney stone that was 12 millimeters in diameter. Let that sink in.
Holy crap. That's like a marble.
1.2 centimeters.
Oof.
1.2 centimeters. No, I didn't pass it. They had to cut it out.
I was going to say, because that would have been like
Yeah.
the freaking Sacramento cannon there. At the
And listen, can we just settle this now? Because I actually spoke to the nurses, right? And the nurses there had children. And
Yeah.
two of them had passed kidney stones. And they said for them, with, knowing that it's harder for a man to pass a kidney stone, it was the most painful experience ever, more than childbirth, right?
Oh,
So
jeez.
to everybody here,
Yeah.
they would like to argue about, I gave birth to a child. Well, no, I've experienced the most pain, which is a kidney stone. Thank you very much. Good night.
Mooi. Mooi. Oh, my word. Okay, what's the most amazing physical feat that you've managed to pull off?
I don't know. I suppose it was like because I'm not a very I'm not like
Sporty.
like an Iron Man or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I would say doing a 25-day stint of DJing during a December period where I DJ'd for every night. So
Jeez, like-
I
No, that's
DJ'd from 8 o'clock until 4 o'clock every night for 25 days straight.
Holy moly. That's hectic. That's like when
I
we
think
did the
that's an
Gravestone
iron
Festival,
DJ
yeah.
on its own, right? Do I get an iron
is.
DJ for that?
You get a
Yeah.
prize.
Yeah,
prize.
exactly. Here we go.
All right. Last one. Let's say, where's your favorite restaurant? Where do you go to get your amazing food?
Sacramento's.
Sacramento.
Sacramento's. Yes,
there.
I love
Yeah, where you
Sacramento's.
can. Does it remind you of your
Yeah.
kidney stone?
Yeah, Sacramento's. It's in Maitland's, I believe. Is that right?
Oh,
Maitland's.
okay. Sacramento. It's in. You're not talking about the tea garden. There. It's not out there. At,
No. It's on the
Skoonies.
coast. So sorry,
Oh.
Schoenmakerskop. You're right. I always get
Skoonies.
confused. It's not my ward,
Yeah, it's-
okay? So
Yeah,
I
no.
can get confused. Schoenmakerskop, Maitland's, and the only
Better.
reason is because they've got amazing snack baskets for dogs as well.
Oh,
So you
they
can
do that.
order
They look
food
after the
for your
dogs.
dog. So shout
Oh.
out to Maitland's. Shout out
To
to Sacramento's. Amazing food.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Rita owns it there. She was a Harley lady.
Oh,
and she's
legend.
She's a dog
Legend.
lover. She's made they've actually done such a lot there around the back as well. You can go on little walks, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
out
It's
there.
amazing. Amazing.
All right, Ronaldo. Last two questions. I always ask your proudest moment, and your most embarrassing moment, or or moment when something's gone completely wrong.
Right. My proudest moment is, I would say, actually, it's weird. It's becoming a counselor. And I'll tell you why. Because it was getting 96% of the vote in a by-election is a massive achievement, especially because I thought that not a lot of people would consider me their flavor, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But getting 96%, so that was the greatest achievement that I've had. The most embarrassing moment was that's quite an easy one. Was standard 7. We were sitting watching a Mejuffrou Dispatch, right? So we were at the high school, right? I had a friend next to me because we were obviously looking at the goals and laughing at some of them because some of them would definitely not win the competition, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah,
the timing was so perfect because my friend made me literally cry from laughter. And as the music stopped and as the people stopped clapping, I farted from laughing. But it was one of those. Brrr.
Oh, yeah.
And then everybody literally just it like the 3 rows in front and the 2 rows behind, everybody just did, that.
Oh my word.
And then in that moment is also one of my proudest moments because I looked to my friend and it was like everybody then moved from me to him. It was one of like, because this also the smell, you couldn't distinguish exactly where it came from. So most embarrassing because I did turn red, but I just said I turned red on behalf of my friend. So
Oh my word. Oh no, thank you, Renaldo. You've been a fantastic guest. Thank you so much for coming on. And
thanks for having me. It was great, and thank you for everybody that watched and for the comments. I really appreciate it. And what a great setup you've got. What a great setup, and I mean, I love it. It's really entertaining. And please keep it up, keep it going. We love it. We love it.
We will do.
There we go.
Absolutely will do. And we're going to have some coffee soon because I want to find out about your channel and we need to exchange some trade secrets.
All good. No, for sure. More than welcome. More than welcome. And thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Cool.
Renaldo Gouws, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. All right. And we're going to, now it's the competition time. Ronaldo's backstage as well, so you can check us out, Ronaldo. I've got a song from your birth year, 1983, and you just need to put in the name of the song. And I don't even know who the artist is, but you should know it. 1983. I'm going to head down to the drum cam now and do it. I hope it's loud enough on the things. I'll have to just turn that up just in case. All right. So just the name of the song. First one to put it in the comments wins the case of Fitchin Leeds. That's right. All right. It's been a great evening tonight. Lovely. Enjoyed it very much. There we go. There we go. All right. Woo. It's time to say goodbye. Pour yourself a whiskey and go and try. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we got a winner. I think Emil was in, but Emil's won before, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Brendan Kelly, you are the winner. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Renaldo Gouws for coming on. It's been fantastic. Thank you to Fitch and Leeds, our fantastic sponsors, and Spa. Better than I with me, and of course a movie hall. For our internet, it's been fantastic, but it was very fun. Oh, it was good. It was funny. All right, so next Tuesday we have Bart. Bart is, of course, from Blue Waters. We're going to chat to him. He's a very interesting lad, all sorts of interests. And we'll speak to our next entrepreneur. We'll see you on Tuesday. With me.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.